Hello guys, it's Foxy. This would be part 512. Naruto. Naruto was a wolf and neglected. Either way, yeah. Where we last left off was Naruto going back in a backflash and him meeting Sasuke. Well, yeah, either way. That's pretty much all. Now, let's get this party on the road. Sasuke's POV in the backflash. I stared up at this massive beast. The beast had golden fur that reminded me of pure gold or maybe the sun. But when I looked into his eyes showed showed the sky and ocean. They were beautiful. He also had wings on his back, making him even cooler. His wings were golden, just like his fur, but at the very end, they were red, like blood red. I held onto his neck for dear life. I can hear the men who captured me. One of the men who captured me scream. I looked at the wolf's muzzle. The man wasn't in his mouth. I look down. I see the man falling. A part of me wants to save him. The other just wants me to turn my head. I went with the second option. I turned my head and buried my face within the wolf's fur. But when I was hugging his neck, I feel two metal chains. I pulled them up. One was a golden chain, one was black as night. I felt us going down, but not like the man, more of a glide or something. I felt the wolf land on the ground. And myself, I couldn't help but look up to see what happened to the man. And when I saw it, it horrified me. The man's head was split wide open to show the brain to the whole entire world. His chest was punctured through by his own ribs. His stomach also punctured through, but by the branches. His legs dislocated or broken. He looked awful. I felt a few tears went down my face when I snuggled closer into the wolf. I felt him starting to fly up again. Then he landed. I can hear the water swimming down the river. I hear him starting to drink and clean himself. After he was done, I said this, "Thank you, Mr. Wolf," while hugging him even tighter. Then the wolf lay down on the ground and started to roll over on top of me. I started to giggle and laugh. "Get off me, you big fuzzball!" And somehow the wolf chuckled. I let go of him and he got up, showing how tall he was. He was at least two times 2 times my height. He looked down at me, straight into my eyes. They held pure kindness. But when I looked even deeper, I saw some type of sadness. Maybe something he wants, but never can get. But I ignored that for now, and I hugged his muzzle. Then he started to lick all over my face. "Stop it, stop it," I said while holding him back. I glanced down at his neck, and there I saw 2 necklaces. One had a head of a golden wolf with crystal blue eyes, just like the wolf's. No, shoot, I didn't say that right. When I looked down at his neck, I saw 2 necklaces, one gold, one black, and at the ends of them held 2 wolves. One was golden with blue eyes, just like the wolf right now who's licking me. The other one was black as night, and his eyes were red as blood. I tried to keep in mind. I tried to not pay attention to the necklaces. I just paid attention to the wolf. We played for hours on end until I got sleepy. I felt him grab my shirt and lift me up. He started to walk me back home. My eyes were almost closed. I was in front of the gates. I saw him walk off. His tail was swinging behind him. But something surprising happened. Naruto's POV. After I dropped off the Uchiha, I was pleasantly surprised. The kid wasn't all emo or whatever. He was kind, and he allowed me to play with him. I thought he would actually scream in pure terror at how I looked. Having a giant wolf in front of you, having blood drip down his muzzle, not a sight I want to see. But instead he played with me for hours, until he got sleepy and allowed me to bring him home. It brought some type of joy in my heart. Flashback and Naruto's POV. "Naruto," I hear my mom say. "Oh yeah, ma'am?" I said while looking up at her. "Naruto, I've been calling your name 5 times. I have been calling your name 5 times. "Oh, sorry, ma'am. I was, spaced out, you can say. "Yeah, huh, mister." "Well, either way, introduce yourself," my mom said while looking at me. "Alright, my name's Naruto Uzumaki nowadays. My likes and dislikes, none of your flaming business. Hobbies? Also none of your concern. Dreams? Goals? Never thought of them and never want to think of them," I said while putting my hands behind my head. Instead, I looked up at the clouds. "Sheesh, you're really turning into a Nara," I hear Kurama say in the back of my mind. "Oh, shut up, you furry fox." "Excuse me?" you heard me. Now shut up. I want to look at the clouds. Yeah, whatever. Nara. Really. Either way, tomorrow you guys will have... shoot. Guys, you're going to have a test tomorrow. And do not eat at all, Kushina and Kakashi said. Kakashi disappeared but my mom stayed to guide us home. But instead, I decided to buy Flicker out of this situation. After I left, I was in the forest. But the forest was named the Forest of Death. This was my favorite spot to go to. In the Forest of Death, they had large trees. Animals that could eat you whole. Danger leaks behind every corner. This place might be dangerous, but it is home. It's home for me, Silver, Leon, Ross, and Lucy. This is my home. And speaking of Ross, Lucy, Silver, and Leon, they all decided to jump on me. Ross and Lily are panthers. To be more precise, black panthers. They were twice my size in my wolf form. They decided to lick and bite me all over. And with that, we started to race throughout the forest. It was so fun. With them, I felt alive. I felt like I could conquer the world. Kushina's POV. I was so excited. Finally, I'll be able to have both of my babies. Not just Inari. Yes, I love him to death, but I have never been able to spend time with Naruto. It killed me every time I looked at him. Every time I saw him, even just a few feet away, I wanted to hug him, cry on his shoulder, and beg for forgiveness, and apologize for every waking moment I couldn't be with him. 12 years without spending time with my baby, without giving him everything I had. He is my baby, the youngest one. They might be twins, but Naruto showed that he was younger. He was smaller and more fragile, at least in my eyes. But also, when I looked at him, it broke my heart. And his eyes showed nothing. No love, no care. He looked disinterested, looked bored. It looked like he wanted to leave, just to be on his own. He doesn't even come to dinner. He doesn't even spend time with us. Yeah, the spending time part, I understand, but not eating or greeting us in the morning, just walking out the door, it broke me. It really did. I want to spend as much time with my baby right now. Because since he became a genin, or hopefully he passes the test first, if he does, we can spend as much time with our child now. Yeah, at first we were doing it for Nari because because he was a child of prophecy. But people started to yell at us, saying why we were taking care of Naruto, or in their eyes, the demon brat. When I heard them calling him that, I was furious. No one gets to call my Naruto-kun that. Now we can't even be around him any of the time because people, it was terrible. When we first were called in about this, it was chaos. Pure chaos. And now they threaten to call the Fire Daimyo to replace Minato and put Danzo in his place. And with Danzo, I feared. He always had this look in his eye, an eye of pure evil. It always made me shiver under his gaze. And if Danzo takes Minato's place, oh, who knows what will happen. I try to push those thoughts out of my mind while I walk back home. Instead, I put my mind to, how did Naruto learn how to buy flicker? How? I didn't teach him. The Kami didn't teach him. Who taught him? The only one person I know would teach him, or might, was that Kyuubi. But he hates us. He absolutely does. But what if? No. That can't happen. I thought while looking down at Inari. He was holding my hand while looking around the streets. Inari's POV. I looked around at the streets, trying to find Naruto. On the rooftop, he all of a sudden disappeared. My mom told me what that was. Bye flicker. I asked her to teach me, but she said at a later date. I kept looking around, peering in the alleyways at people in between them. But Naruto wasn't there. I sighed in defeat after we walked home. I laid down on my bed thinking, what am I going to do? And this will be the ending of part 5 of What If Naruto was a wolf and neglected. Love you guys. Adios.